I am sure by now you have heard many people discuss and talk about being on a healing journey and a healing path. In this topic, I want to expand on this so that people can ground themselves into their own truth, their own path, and what's right for them, versus trying to compare themselves or their own journey with someone else's. That type of frame of mind doesn't help you along your own journey, because we will only see how far we might be behind or how we are not as capable or as evolved compared to another, when that is truly far from the truth. And the honest truth is, only you can truly heal yourself. Truthfully, if you are at least a person that has awareness with themselves, you are definitely on a healing path and diving deeper into it as you go on. And truthfully, we always are. It doesn't have a beginning or an end necessarily. The purpose of life is to grow and evolve and expand our evolutions as souls, expanding our knowledge and our consciousness and spreading that to others so we collectively can heal and have a profound effect on the world and for the world to come. Being in a state of growth, in which is a state of constant and consistent change and improvement of the self. I also want to touch upon the term healer and how this term has perhaps been misused and misleading at times in the spiritual community. I personally have been on my spiritual journey for many years now, and some of the observations and teachings I've seen and learned along the way of my own journey. Truthfully, my goal is to wish all souls to anchor into their own empowerment in order to aid themselves, to help and heal themselves in their own process. Because I believe you, yourself, will be your best healer. In regards to the word healer, the simple truth is that we all are healers. We don't need to have a healing business, credentials, or a certified skill to be a proclaimed healer. We just need to tap into that and our own natural gifts to do so. I have found that throughout the years, I have been seeing healers in the spiritual community come into this role, disguised still with their ego, versus the proper intentions to aid others and be of service to humanity. Many people have disguised themselves as healers in order to feel and be an authoritative figure within the community, still replicating the old matrix system, camouflage, in a new way. And many do this subtly and operate with this mask, as if they are more important and more privileged than others who are just starting or learning, as if they're the only means to your answers. As some take advantage of that power and authority over others, and I cannot stand by that notion. Therefore, many times I leave such communities that are tainted in such way. And if you have listened to some of my other videos, I always stress that those who have learned before us are to be the way showers for those to come. You're not more important than the person beside you. We are just on different parts of our journey, all equally of importance. This is not to say that we as individuals don't carry our own uniqueness and speciality, because yes, we do. Our lens should be all of us. Our uniqueness share equal importance. And as you embark on this healing path of yours, I want you to remember your importance and avoid putting anyone else who has a proclaimed title on a pedestal. Because we all know what happens when we put people on a pedestal they don't belong on. Usually they will fall from grace eventually at some point. And as God once have said, do not worship any person or any image, because God is within us all. All you need to do is knock on the door within, and then you shall receive answers. A healer cannot ultimately make the choice to heal you. They can aid, motivate, inspire, and show you the way into your healing. But ultimately, it is you who heals yourself. And it is you that allows permission for a healer to work and or aid you in your healing and in your journey. Ultimately, the power is you in any given situation. And as you go along this path, the best step forward is to avoid giving any person or thing that much power over you, over your mind, over your spirit, and over your worthiness. Do not give away your power by allowing people to tell you about who you are, and what you need to do, especially if it doesn't feel correct or right. Trust that inner knowing that you have. It is your gift. Use it well. Many times in the spiritual community, we tend to look up to others that seem to have it all figured out, and some might have it figured out, while others are just faking it for the benefits or for the trend of it. As if it is only a marketing strategy for people to capitalize from. Recognize and ask for your own discernment to distinguish who is who and what is what. Too many times I've seen my fellow brothers and sisters misled and following the wrong crowds and the wrong leaders, And even if one person has it figured out, that does not mean their process of getting there will benefit you or will be the right one for you. We are all individuals, as one shoe doesn't fit all. You owe it to yourself to find you, to find what works for you, what helps you, and what fits you. You can see others as inspiration and apply it to your journey if it resonates. Because getting inspired by someone and their story is not the same as giving someone the authority above you based upon their story and or their status. It is important that when we give people permission to help heal us and give us spiritual advice, is that we trust them to do so. We have cultivated trust enough to lead us properly and to remember to always check in with oneself. Does this feel good to me? Does this feel right to me? Is this leading me towards my true path? Or is this pulling me away from my path? Recognize the energy, the movement. In order to do so, we need to be tapped in. Am I tapped in my own energy and my own awareness? We all were beginners once, and because you are a beginner, it doesn't mean that you don't know what's right for you. It doesn't mean someone has the authority to tell you what is right for you. It only means it will take time for you to understand this new part of you and for you to find what is right for you. Enough allowing someone else to tell you what you need to do, what you need to heal, and how much healing you need to do. This is your journey, it's about you, and you decide what you are ready for and allow it to come. Enough taking someone else's word as gospel if you don't truly believe it yourself, or if it doesn't fit with what you know to be true for you. And this goes with what I'm saying to you as well. If what I am communicating is not something that aligns with you, understand that, respect that, and carry on. Because what I dislike seeing is someone in a place of authority saying you can't do this or that because you need to heal, you need to do more healing in order for this to happen. And sometimes they communicate that message without even giving you the proper tools or the explanation to do so at times. This way just leaves you in the dark and sometimes even more confused than before. And sometimes we never ask for their guidance to begin with, because some of these proclaimed spiritualists feel they have authority because it's their profession. Because just saying you need to heal is so vague and broad. Many people give these kind of advice without any proper information for someone to do so or understand it. That frame of work I cannot jump aboard with, because the way I see it, saying such a statement is giving a hindrance, is muddying the water to the one on the receiving end of it. And when the advice is you need to heal before this or that, it creates a lack mindset. The hidden communication behind that will be me telling myself, I am not ready for this, or I am not good enough, or I can't receive my desire because of this. When someone speaks in such way, then we are co-creating hindrance, setbacks, obstacles in our path without realizing it, because we allowed ourselves to receive and believe that misleading message. Because if we are consciously healing and doing the work, meaning we have full awareness of self, then we can still have the things that we desire. If you can see it in your mind's eye, if you can envision it, if you can picture it, then the reality already exists in another dimension and or timeline. And that desire is ripe for the picking in the now. Because if it wasn't, you wouldn't be able to picture it. Don't allow yourself to tell you, you need to heal first before this or before you receive this. Because then you are assuming delays and setbacks. And if not assuming, you are open and allowing for that to occur. When you are in this state, you need to overcome this lack mindset and bring your mind and set it back into the law of assumption to bring in what you're looking for. Focusing on all the possibilities and outcomes of what can go right versus what can go wrong. Assuming you already have it and you are still healing and worthy of accepting and receiving, regardless on where you are at in your healing journey. Beneath that lack mindset is usually fear, and this is our opportunity to unpack that. What is that fear telling you beneath that layer? It can be many things to many different people. Is it imposter syndrome? Is it feeling not good enough? Is it not healed enough? Is it not doing enough? Or is it not feeling worthy enough for what you desire? All we need to do is put enough energy towards what we wish to manifest into the 3D and putting enough energy towards what we have recognized that we need to heal. Keep in mind, we are never fully healed. We are always healing. Therefore, I don't believe in having to heal in order to receive. Healing is an ongoing process, and you're not always fully aware of what you need to heal. Healing comes in layers. Sometimes we need to work through one layer to understand the next. But what I do believe in is divine order, as there is a time and place for everything. It always makes sense in the end. And if it doesn't make sense, then that just means you still need more to understand before that realization. A perfect analogy metaphor to help you better understand what I'm saying even more clearly is this. Say you're going to a career advisor and you currently have a job, but you're looking to get into something new, a new industry, or a new job altogether. And you feel pretty good about this potential decision, this path. Your body, your energy is giving you green signals to go for it. And your mind is already set to put forth actions towards searching and finding that next new thing, new job, new career, new avenue. Your inner self is telling you, okay, start searching. You get to your career advisor and you share to them this and how you're feeling about it. Then they respond. Before you go ahead and do that and dive into this and find something new, you need to leave that job and close that chapter fully before you go into this. And what the advisor tells you was completely different from how you were feeling and how you were thinking about this decision previously before you got there. My point is to recognize the nuances, the subtleties, the change in energy, and recognize when a message or an idea is for you or not for you. Practice in your own discernment and your own signaling in your own soul system through however you receive that, whether it's body sensations, feelings, thoughts, or synchronicities. Get so good in understanding yourself, your healing, and your own communication system so that you can be grounded in your own personal truth in order to not be misled and misguided while on the healing journey to oneself. On a healing path, you can expect people to mislead and misguide you from time to time, which is why it is important to be in the proper state of mind. To be grounded and in trust with your own senses, own beliefs, own guiding system, as during this path, you will still need to filter through information and situations to gain your own clarity. Many times people do not have clarity because they are not aware and or tapped in their own communication signals in their bodies, in their energetic field. You need to know how you, yourself, your higher self, and God communicates to you. Be grounded in your own signaling to know right from wrong. Frame the mind into the you perspective, meaning ask yourself questions. Does this feel right to me? Does this feel true to me? Versus thinking in your mind, she's a specialist, she's a professional, I should trust her that she has the answers I need. Too many people come to spiritual advisors and take their word as truth when they know their word is misleading. They allow themselves to be misled and misguided into mixed signaling. For an example, someone tells you that this person left your life because they need to heal, they are not ready. And yes, that may be true. So how do you choose to react or respond to that message? If it was true, then you would understand that deep in your core and detach from the outcome, meaning you don't hold on in the hopes, you don't have expectations, because things are constantly changing. Your life does not revolve around the actions of one person or other people. The energy of fear is what drives you to hold on to things. You need to frame your mind and learn to pinpoint, engage life within the present moment. If people left your life, understand it is no longer aligning. Doesn't mean never, means right now is a no, and ground into the reality of today. What is happening now? What is within my grasp, within my charge? I co-create my life, my reality in the now, while foreseeing my vision of the future. I cannot change what already has happened. That timing has passed. If this struck a chord, I invite you to journal out your feelings, your thoughts. What comes to mind for you with this message? What did it bring up for me? Do I resonate with this? Am I made aware of the effect of others' thoughts upon me? Is what I am currently thinking, assuming, actually of my own and my own making and my own desires? Or are these thoughts not mine? Are these thoughts what I picked up and assumed to carry it along my journey? Am I being a conscious co-creator of my life? Am I consciously choosing the thoughts and beliefs I choose daily to align with? And is what I am currently thinking and believing true for me at this time and space? To heal, we must continue. We must go on and experience the new. We cannot wait and hold on to things that are no longer present in our reality. And when things are no longer present in our reality, it doesn't conclude it's not meant to be there or not meant to exist. It only just means it's not meant in the now. Show patience, show compassion, and grace towards yourself in your healing journey. Ensure you take it step by step and day by day, and soon enough, you'll realize how far you've come. Because you are your own true healer, you hold the key and the power to unlock your highest potential. Thanks for listening and receiving this message. Please take what you need and let go of the rest. If you have enjoyed this content and it resonates, please support in any way you can. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And I wish for all to find what they're seeking.